Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm AmalgamAsh, and this is part 6 of my game dev vlog series. I'm making an Unus Annus fan game using Smile Game Builder to submit to my own game jam. Let's get right to it. Before we get too far, shout out to June Rosamura, who I know watched one of my videos recently all the way through, got to the end, and said the secret catchphrase, the secret keywords, which I may or may not say something, and then if you repeat it and comment it down below, I can shout you out in a future video. Last time it was a comment about teeth. Don't ask. We are going to take a lovely map made by Shar, my lovely wife, and merge it into my project file. So in this jam, we are collaborating. I'm helping her with how to do certain things for her project in SGB because she's very, very new. So she kind of gets hands-on tutorial. And I am getting some mappage out of the deal. So I'm going to merge her project file with mine. And the project merge tool comes with Smile Game Builder. It's right here in your Steam Apps Common Smile Game Builder folder. I've got a whole video about how to use this tool and what it can do. You can open up multiple instances of it as well. Basically, you can put in the path, unfortunately there's no browse, for your first game, path for your second game, and then execute the merge. You can actually overwrite the parent game file, or you can specify a third file, which I'm going to do that, and that's selected by default. It's just the safest thing to do. Apparently I called my last one Mark Ruffalo. That must have been for the tutorial. We don't need to be in this folder anymore. I'm going to go into samples. I'm going to go into, no, not samples. Here we go. Here's what I need. Unus Shar map in my RPG folder. This needs to go into the second, and mine needs to go in the first. The reason that mine, which is this one, needs to go into the first is because when you use this tool, the first one takes priority. So the first one, the top one, this one here, the parent game file, all of your variables will be kept, all of the assets you've added, all of the game data like the title and the camera and the party members, all that stuff will be kept. That's the one that takes priority. The stuff in the second project file, that stuff will not overwrite the first. In fact, the things that get merged are mainly the maps. So, and the events on those maps and the warps and all that good stuff. So we're going to make a third file. We're going to call this one Unus Annus complete. So this is going to be a little bit more visually exciting for you. It doesn't exist. Well, duh. I wish every time they asked, and anytime any program asked you to select a folder, they would create the folder that you type in. Execute the merge. Game file merge complete. That is what that said, right? Yep. That must be it. That must be all I needed to do. Let's find out. Game file. Open. Unus Annus complete. Open. Cross fingers. Oh, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the setting in which my Unus Annus fan game will take place. This house is very small, so I'm actually going to make this a lot bigger, but the general layout of the house is going to be this. So let's let's take a little tour. First of all, let's lighten this map up. Its light source is nighttime. We're going to make it daytime so you can see. But what's a good comfortable viewing angle? Is this alright for you? We are going to have the front door, which has been raised up. I need to move it. I guess I can do that now. You won't see this necessarily. You're going to see the inside of the house exclusively. Here, this is probably better. Just like this. So, the kitchen, all your kitchen stuff. And this isn't finished by any means. This is thrown together. I need to make it bigger. I need to add a ton of details for the actual game situation. The living room area. The garage. Right? The outside, we're going to have a nice pool. And you'll be able to see a little bit into the distance. Don't worry about that. We have 3 rooms on the upper floor. I am going to have a railing, and I am planning on putting on a ceiling when I'm all done. So, we have the office, we have the bedroom, we have the bathroom. This would be a pretty cool little house to live in, I think. If you ignore the obvious that there's a second floor, but there's nothing under this floor. There's literally no way to get to under the house. Who knows? Maybe I'll make that an actual thing that you address when you're playing. So we're gonna look at our add assets and just make sure that all of our stuff is still. I actually don't have anything in add assets, right? It's all. Yeah, all of my DLC and stuff is still here because it was in the parent project. So, awesome. So the next thing I want to do is off camera, I just built this room. I raised up these walls and I threw some items down. And the reason that I did that was because I want to make a camera system. I've got a little bit of time to do that. So we're going to do that. Event. We want a button. And we'll just throw the button here. Advanced event. Yeah, I know. We don't care. And no condition. When you interact with it. Okay, talk to the event. The thing that's going to happen is we have to, in the game, we're actually going to be monitoring a set of security cameras. So, June guessed that I might have been talking about gameplay mechanics like Five Nights at Freddy's. Kind of, yes. Five Nights at Freddy's has a couple of extra mechanics than what I'm going for here. This is more like I'm on observation duty, which is a bit simpler in that the entire game takes place just in these security cameras. I'm going to give the player a chance to run around the house in third person and look at these rooms and maybe memorize the contents, or try to. Or just give them a chance to run around. I'll throw some Easter eggs out for them to examine and stuff. But when they're ready to start the game, they'll go to the PC, settle in, and begin watching their security cameras. And I'm going to try to have maybe 8 or 9. One for each of the rooms you just saw, plus one for outside and one for the garage. And you're going to be looking for subtle differences or things that happen on these maps. Sometimes you'll be lucky and they'll happen while you're watching the map, but it's completely random. So if it's 8 rooms, you can only be looking at one screen at a time. You have a 7 out of 8 times, it's going to be in one of the other rooms. So anyways, something will change. You'll have to go back to that room's security camera and figure out what it is. And I'll have a menu system in place so that you can report these things as they happen. But right now, we have to set up to see if we can get the camera to move. So we have a couple of things here to consider. We want to disable player control because we don't want the player to be able to move the camera around after I have positioned them. The camera has to stay static. It's not the kind that moves left and right. I think we can program that for sure, but, or, you know, using event panels, but I can't, I don't necessarily want to do that in this version of the game. Maybe a future version, because that sounds challenging and it sounds fun for me to make it and for maybe players to play it. So we will disable the player control, and we will be listening for key presses, which you can do in Smile Game Builder. You can wait for the player to press whatever key the Smile Game Builder supports, and even if the player control is disabled, you can still make things happen with events by listening to the inputs. So we will do that. First, we have to disable the player control. Next, we need to teleport the player. And the reason we need to do that is because, and we're going to make them face up, is because we can't necessarily teleport just a camera. We have to have the player's head right behind it at all times, or else you looking down at the player. If I change the direction or orientation of the camera, it will apply to where the player is at only. So anytime you see a scene in Smile Game Builder where the camera is traveling, it is either going to be traveling around the player or from the player's perspective if they're in first person. We are going to take control of the camera, which is here in the second event panel tab. And you have a series of options here. These are modes, and you can rotate the camera left in order to get to your final destination. You can rotate it right, or you can rotate it based on the least distance. You can change the camera speed. Basically, this is like keyframing. You can increase the camera speed as it gets to its destination. You can decrease it. So both of these are like eases. Or you can change it from fast to slow. Or you can, of course, let it remain constant, which is just linear. You can select the camera movement time. So if I set this to 5 seconds, it will take 5 seconds for it to go to that position. But I'm not interested in doing any of that. I actually want this to be instantaneous because we're going to be looking at a screen that represents the angle of the security camera. So now that we have done that, I need to move and position this camera. And I'm going to have it at an angle. I think right about here is what I want. Maybe. Let's see if that works. No, because I need to select first person view, not normal, or else it'll be behind my character. It'll actually be looking at my character, so it'll actually be a little bit further down. We need first person view. The camera settings button, what appears here changes depending on which mode you selected. So here we have an eye height in addition to everything else, and if I select first person view no rotate, we don't get a lot of those settings. So it does give you a lot of control. It's just not the most intuitive. We're gonna position our camera. It takes some playing with, some getting used to. We're gonna go real high. We're gonna be looking down at an angle. That might be great. Let's apply that. Okay. And let's play test. And I should just have to... It worked. It worked beautifully. That's not the button I put down. Wait. Edit, 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 edit. playtesting now. Full screen. Hello. Ah, yeah. Awesome. Player control has been disabled, so nothing I am pressing works, and I don't have a listener set up yet. I like this though. This is good stuff. It's good stuff. Alright, it's gonna be a whole nother can of worms to get this programmed or evented into a menu where I can go left and right and select different cameras and return to cameras when I'm done. But for now, that's what I've gotten done, so that's progress. That's progress, baby. Alright, while I've got you here before we go, I am going to really quickly go into Edit Game Data, the Common Events tab, and I'm going to add my own advanced event. We're not going to put any conditions on the left side. We're going to make this a synchronized and repeat event. And we're going to go to the Variables tab, and we're going to select the Advanced Variable Box Operations event panel. There are different ways to use this. You can take and affect a variable itself, or you can affect a variable by its key. I guess I would call this index, rather. So the number displayed in variable box, we're not going to worry about that. Variable box is what we want, though. This is how SGB refers to variables. So it's a bit overstated, I guess. But we're going to go and we're going to change the names of some of these variables. We're going to change... Wait, do we want variables or switches? We actually want switches for this, don't we? Nah, we want variables. We're going to set up an input listener. So we are going to... We need to change the name of some of these variables. Key left, key right, key accept. I think I'll really only use those. I'm not sure yet. We're going to affect the key left variable when we have a key input of left. We will assign the key input of left to the key left variable. Is that confusing? Probably is. If you haven't worked with advanced variable box operations, basically what we're doing is we're listening. We're setting up a common event that's going to start and synchronize, and it's going to play over and over and over again. It's going to listen for this input. Whenever the player presses left on their keyboard, this will catch it because it's running over and over and over again so fast that it has to catch whatever the player does. So if they press left, then this, and you've got to pay attention to the context menu here, which disappears before you get a chance to read it all, then the value of 1 will go into the key left variable. 2, the moment it is pressed, and then it will return a -1 when it is released. And repeat is an input type. Oh, that's a completely different thing. We're going to do left, though. Left. There we go. And assign. You can also do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus, but we're just going to do assign. And we are going to do another variable box operation right after that, and we're going to assign a variable to the right, to key right whenever the key input of right is pressed, and we're going to do the exact same thing to the key accept variable whenever the key input of accept, where are you? Oh, decide, that's what I want, is pressed. So these 3 keys will be listened for now. Is it going to be, it's going to affect the entire game. I do want to give the player a chance to run around, look in all of the rooms, examine them if need be, in third person before they ever start the game. So we are going to add a condition. If this event switch is on, and it will be, it's going to have to be a global switch. And I hate the fact that I've got to take up a spot right in the middle. That is so annoying. But I guess I'm going to do it. When switch blue, when game start is on, and I have no reason to use this naming convention other than I want to, then all this will apply. And we're going to give you a good name. We're going to call you Key Listen. That's it. That's it. What this is going to do now when we push it is this is going to turn on the switch, or game start. It's going to turn that on. So then that will essentially start the real game. So now we have some things to do. We have some work ahead of us. We need to event a menu that will allow us to change camera position and jump from camera to camera. How are we going to do that? I don't know, but we'll find out next time on Ash Makes a Game Ball Z. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I would like you to say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's all I got. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.